Today I'm going to give two topics. Give the lecture for you two topics. The first topic is environmental impact assessment. The second topic is feasibility study. Okay. For the EIA, this one. EIA, there is the two versions. The PowerPoint, we have two versions for the PowerPoint. So that for the Thai student, you can load in Thai version. If you don't understand the English version. So let's start for the EIA. EIA stands for Environmental Impact Assessment. Before we go to the EIA, why we have to conduct the EIA? Why we have to do the EIA? Why? Because we have the environmental and resource problem. That's the important reason that we have to to conduct the EIA or do the EIA. The cause of the environment and resource problem, the cause that create the environment and resource problem, there are two main factors that create the environment and resource problem. The first problem is here in this diagram, the biosphere is referred to the earth. But in the lecture, I would like to call it as a biosphere. Biosphere is earth, is the earth. Why we call it biosphere? Because we have to talk about the earth that in terms of living organism. That's the reason we create a new term, biosphere, instead earth. Earth means something like earth. The normal name and normal word that we usually use the earth. But earth means something like rock, mineral, and something like non-living organism. But today we have a problem with environmental resource that relate to the living organism. So we prefer to call the earth as the biosphere. Okay? The two main factors that create the environment and resource problem. The first factor that cause the environmental problem is the population growth. Population growth means that the increase in the number of people in the world as the exponential. The population can grow, have the characteristic, it grow up like the exponential growth. It means that if I have the son, my son have another child, like the interest, what do you call it? You have the children, your children can have the son, and boy and girl. And when your boy and girl grow up, they have children too. So it means that exponential growth, it doesn't grow regularly, right? That grow very rapidly. So exponential growth means that our offspring can have the son or children as well. So it grow up very quickly. And when you have the population growth increase at the exponential growth, it means that every human being need what? Need four factors. House, four factors, four basic need for the support the human being. What is it? For living, four factors. What is house? Food, house, medicine, what else? Cloth. There are 4 factors for support the basic needs of the people or human being. So every individual, every people, every person need 4 factors, and that 4 factors to basic the life came from the resource or environment. Food came from what? From the soil and water. You grow rice on the land. So every person need to eat rice or corn or wheat. You need the land for growing the food for the people. This one comes from the environment or resource. So if you increase the number of the people very rapidly, you consume a lot of resource. We're going to run out of the land for we're going to run out of the cultivated area very soon. Now, you see what I mean? Because of the population growth very rapidly. So the second one is the second factor is economic growth. And economic growth. Every country would like to develop the economic for the raising the standard of living of the people. Sometimes for GDP, gross domestic product. For Thai government, the Prime Minister, every Thai Prime Minister would like to say that this year Thai economy is going to grow 3.0% GDP. And when you increase the number of the GDP, to show that if you have a lot of GDP, higher number of GDP, it means that you have the country have more income, more revenue, rich, wealthy. So every Prime Minister would like to show that when they govern the country, I have a lot of high GDP. They are very proud, he very proud of himself that I am a Prime Minister. During my regime, I have the economic growth 5%, something like that. And if you increase the number of the GDP or economic growth, it means that for the developing country, for the developed country like USA, Japan, British, European country, most of the European country, the GDP growing up by what? By selling the technology. Like Samsung, like Korea, South Korea, they are wealthy country because of they sell the smartphone. This one, technology. This is the technology. Because the cost of the smartphone probably like this one, they buy more than 12,100 baht for this smartphone. 12,000 baht. Do you know the cost of this smartphone? Probably about 1,000 or 2,000. The cost of production and different because the price is very high, above the cost of production because the technology. They have the technology. The developed country, when the GDP grow up, according to the technology, they selling the technology. Like USA, they sell the weapon, jet fighter to Saudi Arabia for one Boeing with the radar. The cost of that airplane to Saudi Arabia cost about approximately equal to the budget of Thai budget 1 year. Only one airplane, USA, sell Saudi Arabia, Boeing 747 equipped with the radar to detect the airplane around the airplane. Saudi Arabia afraid about the Iraq to attack them. They buy the jumbo jet 747 Boeing equipped the radar. At the USA, it costs about I don't know how many million baht but equivalent to one year budget of Thailand. The total cost. So the risk because of the sale technology, they increase the GDP, economic growth by increase the GDP because of the sale technology for the developed country. But for the developing country like Thailand, Laos, Cambodia, we say what? To increase the GDP, we do what? We clear the land to grow up the agriculture. We agriculture to replace the GDP. We expand the agricultural land, cultivated area for growing rice, chill farm, destroy the mangrove to get the area to do the chill farming to get the money. We destroy all over the resort to use it as the raw material to produce the product, to sell it, export it, to raise the GDP. So it means that for the developing country, when you increase the economic growth, you're going to create a lot of damage a lot of resource and environment because you sell no technology. You sell our resource. Like in the past, we have a lot of tin. In Thailand, we sell a lot of tin. We have a lot of tin deposit. We book. We mine and sell it to raise the GDP. Now we run out of tin. I think Bangladesh too, the same pattern. I don't think that your country sell its own technology like Thailand. So we increase the income, the national income or GDP by selling our resource. For Thailand, we really proud ourselves. Thai government our claim that this year we export a lot of Toyota, WK, ICZM. A lot of we are the Detroit of Asia. Detroit means the center of automobile industry. The Thai government always claim that today, this year, Thailand going to produce the automobile 20,000 for the Toyota, 30,000 for the Isuzu D-Max. Something like that. They claim that. In fact, it's very ridiculous. Thailand not make the car or automobile or pickup truck. We just assembly the automobile, not made it. Because of the engine for the Toyota, for the Isuzu, it came from Japan, not produced in Thailand. So we just bring the engine, the machine, Toyota machine, D-Max machine, Nissan machine, and assembly it in Thailand and sell it outside, export out. And the income from the produced one automobile, 70% go back to Japan. Thailand get only 10 or 20% of the income that from produce. For the production of automobile, one automobile, we get very 10 to 20% for the labor cost to assembly. So we cannot claim that this automobile made in Thailand. It assembly in Thailand, not made in Thailand, because we have no technology to produce the automobile or the whole automobile or the whole pickup truck. We have no technology. We just assembly ประกอบรถยนต์ไม่ทำรถยนต์เข้าใจไหม That's it. That's it. The way and the GDP, our GDP increased because we sell the resource. We destroy the forest. We destroy the mangrove for the cultivated. For being the agricultural land, for being the cultivated area, to growing rice, to raise the shrimp, to make the money. But we pay a price with the forest mangrove. We destroy all of them to raise our income, national income. This is a very ridiculous. So most of our Thai people and most of third world or developing countries misunderstand that. Okay. And another thing is the technology progress. The technological progress. This one is going to create this one is have to point of view. The first point of view is you can use the technology to destroy the resource very easily. In the technology progress, like in the old day, like the Stone Age, during the Stone Age, when the people would like to cut the wood, they use the stone axe or use the stone tool to cut the tree. It probably take about 1 or 2 days to cut one tree. For at present, we use the saw machine, automobile saw machine or electrical saw. You use tractor. You can destroy the forest very easily. 1 minute you can destroy 10 trees in 1 minute. This is the technology progress for to damage the environmental resource very easily. This one is one point of view. Another point of view, you can use the technology progress to treat to reduce the impact of the environment. For example, you can use the technology to treat the wastewater, treat the polluted air. So the progress of technology have two aspects. The first aspect is benefit to the environment. The second aspect is damage to the environment. It depends on you can use it. So this is the two factors. The population growth factor and the economic growth and technology progress factor that create a lot of deteriorate a lot of environmental integrity or deteriorate the resource integrity or damage all the resource and environment. Okay? Any question? So these are two main factors, and the result of these two factors. The result, you have the result. You have the arrow of this is the arrow. The direction of the arrow going to the biosphere. This is the cause of the problem, and you can see the direction of the arrow come out from the biosphere. This is the result of this factor and this factor. The result is and the result is. The result of this, you have a lot of pollution because you increase the. If you have the economic growth, you have to have some production. You have to have a lot of factory, a lot of industry, a lot of damage, a lot of land, forest, and mangrove. Result in pollution and result depletion. This is going to create these two factors, population growth and technology growth, create the environmental and resource problem, pollution and resource depletion. The result of the first and second is the main cause, and this one is the result, pollution, resource depletion. Okay, that's why we have to do the EIA, because we have a lot of problem with environmental problem. Now, we have a lot of these problems because economic growth and population growth. So, this is the reason why we have the birth control. Why Thai people, Thai government have the policy to control the population number, create a lot of birth control. If you have a lot of baby, you will be in trouble. like you have a family, if you have a lot of children, you have to work hard to get the money to raise a lot of children in your family. Is it right? small size family is easier for you to take care. If you have a big size, if you have a lot of children, you have to work very hard to get the money to raise your child, to raise your children. Have a big family. But the birth control is for some religion, they do not have to do it. Like Muslim, you cannot have the birth control. Is that right? You are Muslim, is that right? You, I don't know, one of you is a Muslim. Some Christian too, like Mormon, we call it Mormon. Christian, like in the Utah state, in the US, they call it Mormon religion. They do not have a birth control because of the religion prohibit you to do that. They do not allow you to do that.
But now, maximum Muslim people use the birth control.
You can use a birth control for Muslim.
Yeah,
I don't know.
For the use. Maximum Muslim now use the birth control.
Muslim
In the country also.
right? The Chinese.
These people, Muslim people are very passionate. They do not condone birth control because it is the restriction of the religious groups.
Of the religion,
restriction.
It's flexible.
Restriction. It's not allowed. But maximum Muslim people now use birth control.
The modern Muslim for the conservation for conservation Muslim conservation for the Muslim people for the conservation. The people that have the conservation idea or birth control. The birth control. Okay. This is the reason we have to have the EAA because if we do not have EAA, we introduce a lot of projects for the economic growth. We're going to damage a lot of resource and environment. We don't want to do that. So environmental impact assessment stands for EIA. The abbreviation is EIA for the environmental impact assessment. It stands for EIA. So I'm going to give you explain to you in this outline. According to this outline, talk about according to outline. The first one, the definition and meaning of EIA, criteria for EIA, objective of EIA, process, component for to do EIA, and the project that require EIA according to Thai law. According to Thai law or Thai regulation, after 14 July 1981, the Thai cabinet set up the law that require the project that some project have to conduct EIA, have to do EIA before you start or to begin. Before you begin to do the project, you need to have EIA first. You have when you apply, you propose some project to the government. You have to have EIA report with this project for getting the permission. If not, your project cannot proceed. And the project, the EIA example project is alright. You would like to construct a dam or reservoir, power plant, mining, hotel, even if you construct a hotel. After 1981, you need an EIA report with you. If you are the businessman who like to construct a hotel, I have to have the EIA report submit to the government agency to ask for the permission. You have the EIA. You have to submit with the EIA report for ask for the permission. If not, you cannot construct the hotel. Even the hotel, you cannot do that. If I would like to businessman who like to mining some tin or some lead or some whatever. In this area we rich in tin, tin. เขาสามารถทำหมดแล้ว we have to submit for the EAA before we get the permission, the license to mine the tin. If not, you cannot allow, the government will not allow you to mine the tin anymore. Power plant, even highway construction, you have to submit the EAA to get with your project, to get the permission for the government. Definition and meaning of EAA. Before we go to the EAA, we would like to give a definition about the environmental impact first. What does it mean? Environmental impact. What does it mean? Environmental impact means the possible adverse effect or negative effect, adverse effect caused by a development, industrial or infrastructural project, or by the release of the substance in the environment. This is the environmental impact created by the environmental impact is a possible negative effect or adverse effect caused by a development, economic development, or industrial or infrastructural projects, or by the release of a substance in the environment. If you do anything, if you release some substance to the environment, you can create the environmental impact already. Sometimes you get the positive impact, sometimes you get the negative impact. Impact means both negative impact and positive impact. Okay, you can have to both way, positive or negative impact. So, for the EAA definition stands for environmental impact assessment. EAA is the environmental impact assessment is the formal process and legal process too, used to predict the environmental consequence, positive or negative, of a plan, policy, program or project prior or before to the decision move forward with the proposed action. Okay, means that the EAA have to conduct first before the project begin or start. If the project start already, it doesn't EAA, you cannot conduct the EAA. EAA have to conduct. You have to have EAA first before you start the project. You have to submit EAA report with your project proposal. Ask for the project permission from the government before you start the project. Okay, mean that. So it means that the project, this one is the project that we very, not the small size project. Small size project you don't need to do EAA. Like you would like to sell the noodle. You do not have to propose the project. I would like to have the store to sell the noodle, to sell the, what else? To sell the mobile phone. So I don't have to submit the EAA. The business that have to submit EAA or the project that have to submit EAA is the medium one or the large one. Small business, small project don't need to submit the EAA. Okay. If not, you're going to ask me if I would like to have the selling the noodle, I have to submit the EAA or not. Okay, like 7-Eleven. If I have to open the 7-Eleven store, I have to submit the EAA or not? No, you do not have to submit. So 7-Eleven store is a small one. small business. Okay. Only the project or business that the medium one, not large one, you have to submit the EAA. The objective of EAA, of doing EAA. The first objective is to identify potential adverse impact caused by the proposed project. In fact, we have to identify potential positive and negative impacts, both. Not only the adverse means negative, worse means adverse, worse, bad. This one, negative. But in fact, for the EAA, we have to identify potential positive and negative impacts caused by the proposed project. Okay? And the second objective is to investigate the possible measure to prevent or mitigate the adverse impact. In other words, we have to investigate the possible measures, possible method to prevent or reduce the negative impact. Adverse impact is negative impact. For Thai students, sometimes mitigate means reduce, adverse means negative. Measure means method. So in other words, investigate the possible method to prevent or reduce the negative impact. We have to propose in the EAA. Okay. Adverse impact or negative impact means we have to respect all the living organism, all the living negative impact that create a problem to the living organism. Every living organism, not only the human being. Not only, we have to respect, consider the negative impact on our living organism, including man, a human being, like animal, plant, bird, bacteria, plankton, phytoplankton. So we respect all the living organism, even the microbiology and microorganism, phytoplankton, zooplankton. We have to respect it. Bird, snake, turtle, everything, reptile, every animal. You have to respect it. You have to consider it that your project create a lot of impact on that. Because even though we saw the plankton, so what? Zooplankton. Because plankton is a food chain for us. It's one of our food chain. Even the plankton, phytoplankton, zooplankton. If we damage the phytoplankton or zooplankton in the sea or in the river, we damage the food chain, we damage the food for human being. That is the reason we have to consider it as well. Every organism, including microorganism, bacteria, fungus, fungi, everything. We have to respect all of the living organism and all well-being of all the living organism, human, animal, plant. Even the plant of every living organism, you cannot see it with the naked eye. You have to use a microscope to see it, like microorganism.จุลินทรีย์ชีวะจุลินทรีย์แบคทีเรียต้อง respect ด้วยต้องดูพิจารณาดูด้วยว่าโครงการเราทำร้ายสิ่งแวดล้อมหรือว่าไอ้สิ่งมีชีวิตอะไรมาทุกสิ่งสิ่งมีชีวิตต้องดูด้วยนะครับทั้งแห่งตรงแห่งต้นต้องดูหมดดูแลหมดนะครับต้อง the adverse impact include everything include you have to take care to prevent the negative impact to our living organism. Okay. And so this term, environmental and resource deterioration, it means we have to consider taking into account, to taking into consideration, like the soil, water, forest, air, sound, and etc. and so on, so on. This one is everything we have to take care, have to take a look and see what happened. If we construct the project, if we can start the project, we have to take care of this and prevent it from deteriorating from our project, the proposed project. We have to avoid to create the impact on that. Who has the legal right to consider, to conduct EAA? Who has the legal right to consider, to conduct EAA? Who? This one, the registered consultant company. The consultant company, the individual people cannot have the EIA license. You cannot have the EIA license. But you have to be the group of the people, the registered group of the people. The individual person cannot get the EIA license. Before you conduct the EIA, you have to have the EIA license or permit to conduct the EIA report. If not, you cannot do it. If you do not have the license or permit, you cannot do that. It's illegal to do that. Like you drive a car, you have to get the driver license. You drive a car without driver license, it's illegal. The same thing. You conduct the EIA without license, it's illegal to do that. You have to get the license. The registered consultant company or the group of the people, the registered group of the people with the EIA permit or license, you have to enroll for the apply for the license first, and the enrollment agency office, they're going to see your background, education background first before you give the license. You have to submit that you graduate from this university, get a master or PhD from this university, so I have the right to conduct the EIA. They say you have education background and experience before they give you the license. You have to apply for the license first. Okay. For the university, or most of the university get the license already. The Office of Environment give you the license automatically, because the university is the place that a lot of well educated people. So they believe that all the faculty staff in the university can conduct the EAE, because most of them get the PhD degree. So they have a lot of education a lot of well education background to conduct the EAE. Well educated people. So the university get the EAE license very easily for the university. For the EIA team, we call it EIA team or EIA consultant company. The responsibility for the EIA team or the EIA consultant, the responsibility for the EIA team is responsibility to identify an environmental problem caused by the proposed project. The EIA team had to identify environmental problem that caused by the proposed project, and they have to recommend, suggest the solution to the problem. If the project during the construction, during the operation, they create a lot of environmental impact, the EIA team has to suggest that why not you use this way or this method to avoid the environmental impact. They suggest the alternative or method to construct or to operate the project to avoid the environmental problem or resource depletion. If some environmental problem have some impact, you cannot avoid. They have to recommend some mitigation, some method to reduce the impact. If the impact cannot be avoided, the EIA team have to recommend or suggest the project owner the method to reduce the impact, the negative impact, as much as possible. So EIA team have to have responsibility like this: identify the impact, the negative and positive impact, and the second one, suggest the alternative method to avoid the impact. If this impact cannot be avoided, they have to suggest the method to reduce the impact as much as possible. โอเคนี่หน้าที่คือวิเคราะห์ผลกระทบแล้วก็พยายามแนะนำทางหลีกเลี่ยงวิธีหลีกเลี่ยงไม่ให้มีผลกระทบหรือเกิดน้อยสุดถ้าทำไม่ได้ก็ต้องบอกว่าหาวิธีลดผลกระทบให้เกิดน้อยที่สุดหน้าที่ของ EIA ต้องเป็นกลุ่มเป็นทีมใหญ่เป็นคนเดียวไม่ได้ต้องจดทะเบียนขออนุญาตจากสผ.พนักงานสิ่งแวดล้อมแพงครับมันต้องมีไลเซนส์ต้องมีใบอนุญาต
แล้วตกลงต้องบอกทั้งผลการลงทางบอกแล้วก็ลงทาง EIA นี่คือต้องบอกทั้งทางบอกแล้วก็ทางลง
ใช่ EIA you have to EIA team have to identify both positive and negative impact. For the negative impact, you have to propose the method to reduce the negative impact. And for the positive impact, the EIA team have to say something that okay, you have to promote the positive impact by this way. Promote. For the positive impact, the EIA team have to recommend some method to promote it. Have to have it as much as possible. Promote the positive impact, but reduce the negative impact. Promote the positive impact and reduce the negative impact as much as possible. Because the project can have both effect, positive effect and negative effect, impact. Both way. For the positive impact is what is this project going to raise a lot of income for the local people, increase the income of the people, the local people. So the EIA team have to suggest some method to this method that you can increase a lot of local people income to promote the positive impact as much as possible at wills. To make the project is feasible, it's good, look good. If you said okay, this project, if you have a lot of positive impact, your project going to be good, very good project. Is it right? You have I'm going to give you a feasibility study after this one, feasibility study. This one, positive impact, it means like the positive one. Means money, making a lot of money for the project or for the local people. This one is positive impact. You have to increase a lot of this one to get good project. Is it right? If you get the low income, how come that you have to do the project? Do for what? To get no money. Just sitting, you not think better if you get a very little money. I prefer to do nothing. If I do the project and get very little money, I prefer to sitting alone and sitting, do nothing. Why I have to work hard to get nothing? ถ้าไม่มีกำไรก็ต้องถือว่าสร้างผลประโยชน์ทางเศรษฐกิจขึ้นมาแล้วนำดุลขึ้นไป EIA ต้องบอกให้ดุลขึ้นไปนะครับคนทำ EIA พอรู้นะ พอเข้าใจนะเดี๋ยวได้ไงเอายี่ห้อนะสิ่งแวดล้อมเกิดจากอะไรนี่เนี่ยสองอย่างนะใจดีไหมสรุปตอนที่หนึ่งโอเคท่านจะสรุปคอนชูนไทยนะเดี๋ยวbefore I go to แต่ปัญหาสิ่งแวดล้อมก็คือมีสองอันคือความแรงกดดันการเรื่องของประชากรอย่างรวดเร็วเป็นลักษณะ exponential growth curve เพราะลูกหลานเรามีลูกเกิดได้ใช่ไหมเรามีลูกเราก็เกิดได้ดอกเบี้ยทุกต้นนะฮะขึ้นไปรวดเร็วอันที่สองคือการเจริญเติบโตทางเศรษฐกิจเพิ่ม GDP ก็ทำลายทรัพยากรประเทศที่ด้อยพัฒนาไม่ได้ขายเทคโนโลยีก็ทำลายทรัพยากรนะฮะผมสรุปนี้นะเทคโนโลยีโปรเกรสก็มีสองด้านด้านหนึ่งเป็นทั้งบวกลบบวกก็คือมันระบายน้ำเสียอากาศเสียแต่ด้านลบก็คือคุณใช้เทคโนโลยีทำลายได้เยอะแยะหมดตั้งแต่ตามไม้อะไรเนี่ยสัตว์ป่าอะไรต่างๆหมดเพราะว่าเทคโนโลยีก้าวหน้ามันทำลายได้รวดเร็วในคนสมัยยุคหินเนี่ยไปโค่นต้นไม้ลงใช้เวลาเราใช้ตอนนี้เทคโนโลยีดีใช้แท็กเตอร์แล้วดันเดียวก็เรียกแล้วกี่ทีนะฮะสองอันนี้ทำทั้งปริมาณประชากรเพิ่มแล้วก็การพัฒนาเศรษฐกิจของประเทศโดยพัฒนาถ้าประเทศพัฒนาไปเลยเพราะขายเทคโนโลยีมันได้เงินเยอะเราเริ่มพัฒนาก็เลยทำให้เกิดความเสื่อมโทรมของสภาพแวดล้อมทรัพยากรเดือดสอดอีมิชั่นกับพลูชั่นคือมลภาวะผลก็คือเกิดพลูชั่นกับการสูญเสียทรัพยากรความเสื่อมโทรมของทรัพยากรนี่คือต้นเหตุต้องทำไมต้องทำเยเพราะเรามีปัญหาเรื่องการต้องการปัจจัยสี่การเดินโตประชากรเพิ่มการปัจจัยสี่ก็เลยเกิด EA ก็อย่างเงี้ยนะฮะวิธีการประเมินผลกระทบสิ่งแวดล้อมทำเฉพาะว่ามีอย่างนี้แล้วก็เรียกว่าไปนะแล้วก็รู้นะสรุปถึงนะเข้าใจนะเราสร้างประเทศเราไม่มีเทคโนโลยีเราขายสิ่งแวดล้อมขายตามไม้หมดนะครับตามไม้ก็หมดดีบุกก็หมดแก้ก็หมดขายอะไรล่ะขายประเทศไทยขายหมดขายเป็นเกี้ยงไม่รู้ขายอะไรนะตอนนี้ขายผู้หญิงโทษครับโทษไม่ถูกเป็นอย่างเงี้ยว่าเราขายจะเรียกเราขายเป็นเทคโนโลยีเพราะเราผลิตมาทำลายป่าเราผลิตรถยนต์เราไม่ผลิตเรามาถอดรถยนต์เราก็บอกเราผลิตรถยนต์เพราะเราไม่มีเทคโนโลยีเลยเจ้าของที่สูงเจ้าของโตโยต้าเล่นเงินได้เลยขายวีโก้ถึงคันนี้80-90%เป็นของตัวโตโยต้า10-20%ค่าแรงของคนไทยแล้วเราก็บอกเราเป็นดีทรอยต์อุตสาหกรรมตะวันออกนะครับแต่ภาพภูมิใจจริงๆเราไม่ได้ถึงกับตัวเลยแล้วประกอบไปเยอะนะครับเราเป็นดีทรอยต์เลยโอเค start let's talk to English I conclude in Thai a little bit for Thai students to make sure that they follow me what of you understand me okay the situation of Thai project development the situation in Thailand I use the example in Thailand because okay but very similar to your country because your country is Bangladesh I think that you are the developing country as we are like Thailand the same situation so we use the example in Thailand very similar to your country if you use the situation in the US situation in the USA or in the European quite different from us this is right it's very quite different not similar to us your country and Thailand is similar okay situation of Thai project or developing country project development for the developing country there are three factors that before we make a decision to begin the project for the Thai government they have three factors to consider before the Thai government allow to begin the project especially for the government project the Thai government have to consider three factors the first factor the very important factor and the first factor is F means feasibility study I go to give lecture to you give you a lecture later on the last hour of this period I'm going to explain the feasibility study feasibility study one type of feasibility study is related to the economic consider it means the socio-economic economic factor. And the first factor is benefit cost analysis factors. Benefits cost analysis. The project, we have to calculate, determine the benefit, sum of the benefit, sum of the total benefit, and sum of the total cost, sum of the total benefit of the project, and sum of the total cost of the project. This one and this one equal to 1. So this one BC ratio, BC, B to this one, C this one. We call it BC ratio. This one is economic, we consider it in terms of economic point of view aspect. The feasibility study, they have a lot of point of view. The one point of view is economic factor. Because we use a BC ratio to calculate it. If it equal to 1, it means what? It means the benefit equal to cost.
No benefit.
No profit. No profit. And if it greater than 1, benefit, it by 2, it becomes 2, it means 2 times. The benefit is 2 times the cost. Okay? And if it's less than 1, it means loss. You are at loss. This project is at loss. You lose your money if you conduct this project, if you began this project. If less than 1, it means that you have to spend a lot of money and you get the money back, the benefit back is very little. So you lose your money to do this project. You lost. You are at loss. At loss. Okay? This is the government. If you would like to propose some government project, the government has to see it first. This project make money or not? It make a lot of money. Go ahead, do it. If you are at loss, no, we do not have money. If greater than 1, a lot. If we do not have money, if the BC ratio is more than 1, a lot of greater than 1. If we the government have money, we can loan a lot of money to help you. Loan some money from the other country to help this project because we are making a lot of profit. We can begin the project. Begin the project. Okay. This one is number 1 factor to consider. Number 1. The second factor that they would like to consider is this. The government policy of politics or law. This project is against the law or not? It's against the law. It's very difficult. Or against the moral, like casino. Thai government would like to develop a casino center. Casino, gambling, make a lot of money. But it conflict. We have a lot of conflict with the moral aspect. So it's difficult to do that. สร้างบ่อนคาสิโนกำไรเยอะแต่ผิดศีลธรรมทำไม่ได้ moral have a problem with the moral. A lot of people against that, protest against that. No, if you have a casino center like Malaysia, like in Genting, Nevada have a lot of casino. Your country, Wales, no, no casino. Okay, you cannot do the project. And for example, the government policy like this one, for the big of Songkla University Hospital, you can predict that the university Bank of Songkla, PSU University Hospital, BC ratio is going to greater than 1 or less than 1. Which one? I have to guess. BC ratio for the PSU Hospital. โรงพยาบาล PSU โรงพยาบาลอนี่ BC ratio เท่าไหร่ Yes for the PSU hospital you know PSU our university have the hospital belong to the faculty of medicine let you guess or us guess BC ratio should be greater than 1 or less than 1 easy. It should be less than 1 because this one belongs to government hospital. Government hospital. You cannot make a profit from this one. For the private hospital, you can make a lot of money. For the government hospital, BC ratio is less than 1. Like PSU too. The tuition fee is very cheap compared to the private university. Private university, the tuition fee very expensive. Because this one belongs to government. It's a public university. So BC ratio is less than 1. So it means that if we run the PSU hospital, we are at loss, lose money. PSU is lose money, we are at loss. ขาดทุนนะมหาลัยเนี่ยขาดทุนโรงพยาบาลขาดทุนโรงพยาบาลขาดทุน at loss, lose money, at loss, loss ขาดทุน Why? Why we have this one? Even the BC ratio is less than 1. Why the government permit allowed to do this? Because it's the function of the government to provide the well-being to the people, to raise the standard of living of the people for the poor people. Even the some project is really at loss or lose money. The government still okay, go ahead, do it. Start the project. Like golden card for that taxing regime, taxing government. You know, taxing prime minister, taxing government. The ex-prime minister, the former government, prime minister of Thailand, taxing Shinawat. They have the policy. 30 baht card, golden card 30 baht รักษาทุกโรค 30 golden card for the Thai government, for the every Thai government, Thai people can have this one, this card, and you can bring this card to go to the public hospital, and the physician have to treat you. And you pay only 30 baht for treatment, very cheap, less than $1 US dollar. This one project is at loss, lose the money, but taxing still go ahead with it. This is the policy, government policy, to win the election. That's it, the reason. Thaksin Shinawat is prime minister, very popular prime minister in the past. Do you understand me? There will be direction for this. A lot of poor people like him, love him, because if they get sick, they go to the hospital, they pay only 30 baht for one treatment. Okay. If you have the eye cataract, eye cataract, you know. Your eyes, when you get old, you cannot see very clearly. If eye cataract, your lens has aต้อหิน คนแก่ go to the hospital in the past. Without this policy, you get blind. You are going to be the blind man, a blind woman. Your cataract going to grow up, and finally you're going to lose your vision. You see nothing. You get blind because of eye cataract. For the old people, for this one project, a lot of old people go to the hospital and have an operation. Only pay only 30 baht. That is the reason that Thaksin Shinawatra, a lot of people love him a lot. That is the reason he win the election landslide. Before the coup take place, they overthrow by the coup, military soldier overthrow them by the coup. No coup that day. Overthrow the Thaksin government. โอเคก็ทักษิณได้เสียงไม่ได้30 บาทนะคนจนชอบขาดทุนได้โปรเจกต์นี้ขาดทุน Why go ahead BC ratio is less than 1 30 บาทก็เป็นค่า PSU hospital or even the PSU university BC ratio less than 1 we still going to do it because the government think that this is the policy to provide the poor to raise the standard of living for the poor people. Even the BC ratio is less than 1, go ahead do it. Government policy. The second factor, EIA is the third factor. The first factor is feasibility structure A. Economic, okay, economic condition is okay, BC ratio less than 1. If it's not greater than 1 or less than 1, what else? Government policy. The second one, government policy has to consider. Even though it's less than 1, we still do it. If that project going to help the poor people, raise the standard of living of the poor people, you can do it. This is the government policy. The third one, okay, EIA in the first factor, third factor. If the project going to start, it create a lot of impact or not. The EIA report going to tell us. The Thai government use these 3 factors to make a decision. To proceed or cancel the project. If it's okay, go ahead to do the project. If not, cancel the project. Stop the project. การใช้3 ปัจจัยนะรัฐบาลไทย 1 BC ratio กำไรหรือเปล่า 2 ถึงขาดทุนถ้ากำไรก็ทำได้เลยไม่ต้องดูถ้าขาดทุนนโยบายเป็นยังไงโครงการไหน BC ratio น้อยกว่า1แต่เพื่อต้องการช่วยเหลือความยากจนของประชาชนด้วยระดับมาตรฐานการดำรงชีวิตประชาชนทำเลยหาเสียงด้วยโอเคนะหาเสียงระดับอันที่ 3 ปัจจัยที่ 3 ที่ดูสุดท้ายเลยคือ EIA เป็นเขาจะทำไอ้2 ตัวนี้เป็นตัวบอกว่าจะทำไม่ทำนะ First and second going to determine that the project going to go ahead or cancel. The third one is the third factor in EIA is the byproduct factor. You know, if it cancel the EIA, you do not have to do the EIA. If you go ahead to do it, the first factor and second factor going to determine to make a decision that this project going to go ahead or cancel. And the third one is EIA. Just okay, if cancel EIA, you can skip EIA. If you go ahead to do the project, you have to consider the EIA to do the EIA. พระเอกนางเอกคนใช้ waiting this one is the high heavy factor is the very most important factor MS the second important is open policy this one is the last factor The last really less important. Okay, 3 factors then. Okay. For the problem of EIA in Thailand, problem of EIA that create in Thailand, that occur in Thailand, it related to non-technical problem. Non-technical problem. For example, export pollution. The problem is export pollution. What does it mean, export pollution? For example, U.S. government would, the U.S. businessman, U.S. businessman would like to construct the chemical plant, chemical industry, like Union Carbide company, in the U.S. company. They create a chemical company in India. They don't create the Korean United company in the U.S. Why? Do you know why? Because the chemical company are very dangerous for the human being and environment. If you have an accident occur during the chemical industry, you're going to kill a lot of people or damage a lot of environment. This kind of company, this kind of industry, they try to avoid to export to other, to the third world, developing country. They are smart. Dangerous industry. The Union Carbide company had an accident. The gas is leaking from the Union Carbide company in India. This company belongs to the U.S. businessman. Kill a lot of 100 Indian people get killed by the accident. What happened? Union Carbide pay the compensation for the dead Indian people very cheap. They spend a lot of rupee, but the rupee is very small. The rupee currency is small compared to the US. When they convert into US dollar to be the US dollar, even the billion rupee, it becomes 1 million or 2 million US dollar. It's very cheap for them. If the accident happened, the Union Carbide accident happened in the US and you kill 100 US citizens, Union Carbide company have to pay a compensation a lot because they're going to sue the court for the compensation. The US citizen going to sue the court for the compensation, and the Union Carbide have to pay a lot of money for the compensation for the loss of life. They're going to bankrupt if this accident happened in the US. Bankrupt,ล้มละลาย You know bankrupt, declare charter bankrupt because one US people die, they can't think about the rule. When I grow up, my mom and my father had to raise me how many US dollar. I have the 60 or 70 year before working until I 60. How many income, how many salary? They sum together. End up with a really big, huge amount of compensation for US dollar. So the export pollution, export to the endangered industry to the third world country. Because the third world country, the people are cheap, very cheap. If you have accident happen, you pay very little. And the rest, the law in India is very less strict. Law in the way do not have a law to regulate. The law is very what else? Big law for the environmental impact. The law is very big. They have a lot of weak point on the law. For the US, the law is very strict. And for example, if you would like to raise the shrimp, to be a shrimp farm, to make a shrimp farm, if you apply for the license in the US, you have to get a permit, 10 license or 10 permit before you can raise the shrimp. For in Thailand, if you would like to raise the shrimp, no license, need to apply because no law. For the US, they have a law to govern you, to control you. If you are a businessman who like to raise the shrimp, I have to apply for 10 permit or 10 license before I can. They allow me to raise the shrimp. And you will say the shrimp farm. The law and enforcement in the third world or in the development country is very weak. It have a lot of weak point. So this is the reason that they export the pollution. They said the industry or factory that dangerous to the people, help the people, and dangerous to the environment, to the third world country, to developing country, because of the third world government policy, like to, okay, we would like to have an investment, foreign investment to our country. Every prime minister would like to show the figure that during my regime, during I am the prime minister, I have a lot of foreign investment in my country. They show up the result to show. This is my work, my job. I am proud of myself. During I am the prime minister, I have a lot of investment fund, foreign investment fund in Thailand for the foreign country. According to this policy, they welcome every industry, foreign industry or foreign investor. They don't know that this one is very dangerous factory or industry. They would like to have only the number of foreign investors as much as possible without notice, without realize that you're going to import a lot of dangerous industry into your country. นะครับนโยบายส่งเสริมการลงทุนต่างประเทศเอาอุตสาหกรรมที่มีพิษภัยเข้าประเทศเลยทำดูที่นโยบายของอเมริกาเกิดอุบัติเหตุตายไปอื้อเลยคนอินเดียจ่ายนิดเดียวเข้าคนอินเดียชีวิตถูกแต่ถ้าเกิดในเมืองต้นทางกี่รูปีเงินรูปีนิดเดียวคนอเมริกันได้เงินเท่าไหร่มันก็เลยนโยบายก็เลย export pollution ประเทศที่พัฒนาและฉลาดแล้วส่งให้อุตสาหกรรมที่มีพิษมีภัยออกนอกประเทศไม่ทำเป็นประเทศตัวเองเก็บไว้ระเบิดthis and we try a lot like quality of the people in the third world cheap for the compensation economic development policy like I said we would like to increase the foreign investment in our country without notice that you're going to bring the dangerous import, the dangerous industry to your country. They care about only the number of the investor, the foreign investor. Okay, that's it. This creates a lot of problem for the environment. I think Bangladesh and Wales, something like this. And no technology development for the third world. We do have no technology, no innovation. So if we have the industry, have a factory machine or engine to produce our product from the developed country, from the US, from the European country, from the Japan, a lot of machine and engine in our industry came from Japan, US, European country. It's very expensive. Engine or machine in our factory, we cannot do it by ourselves. For the third world, then we have no technology to build the engine or machine in the industry. In our industry, we import them, so it's very expensive to import. So the cost of you have a high production cost for your industry. because you import a lot of engine or machine for the when you have the high operation cost in your factory industry in the third world in Thailand, and when you produce the product and sell it, export to the world, what happened? Your cost of production going to higher than it produced in US or it produced in Europe because you import engine or machine to produce your products. You cannot compete with the product from Japan, from US, from European because of high production cost of by technology. The way that the third world of Thailand decrease the cost of production by what? By avoiding to treat the waste. When you produce something, you create a lot of waste in the industry. You avoid to treat the wastewater, polluted air. We do not run. We release the wastewater directly to the river. We release the polluted air into the air, open air, without treating. To cut the cost, to reduce the cost of the production, to make our product cheap, to compete when we export the product to outside Thailand. We export our product to the world market. Our product going to be, the price going to be, can be compete with the other our product from Japan, from US, from European countries. That's the reason. That's the reason that European country, EU, set up that your product, I'm going to not to buy your product if you do not have the ISO, something like that. I don't know. This one I saw it. It's certificate that your factory is. It treat your waste industry waste correctly, because they know that if your product do not have this one certification, I'm going not to buy your product because your product cheaper than other product, but they made a lot of environment not fair for them to compete with them. The EU set up, you look at the law, the regulation, to ban the product that do not have the ISO 1012. This one is certificate. ISO, industry certificate. Actually, that your product, your factory produce it with the proper technology without damaging the environment resource. They have to have the board of community to check. Actually, you have to visit your industry factory to see that where is the wastewater treatment plant, where is the equipment that treat the polluted air before you get the license certificate. นะครับก็พอไม่มีเทคโนโลยีก็ซื้อเครื่องจักรกลมาจากต่างประเทศที่ราคาแพงมากเพราะเราผลิตเองได้เราก็ผลิตของแพงคนอื่นส่งขายตลาดโลกที่ก็แพงคนอื่นซื้อไม่ได้เพราะขายสู้ไม่ได้เพราะ EU มีเครื่องจักรเองอเมริกาเครื่องจักรญี่ปุ่นเองผลิตเองราคาถูกกว่าเพราะเขากำลังซื้อเครื่องจักรคนเราก็ลดต้นทุนโดยการว่าเราสู้ไม่ได้เราลดต้นทุนเราปล่อยน้ำเสียอากาศเสียออกไปเลยไม่ต้องบำบัดเพื่อลดต้นทุนก็แพงมากครับแบบสินค้าเราเลยถูกขายสู้ไม่ได้แต่สิ่งเมื่อเราผ่านสินค้าไปปุ๊บ EU ก็เลยเอาตรงนี้แล้วเราบอกว่าถ้าสินค้าแต่ไม่ผ่านนี้มันไม่ซื้อโอเค so they would like to ban you to fraud you EU fraud your Thai industry to treat the wastewater and polluted air from your industry before you selling your product to my country to EU country. This is we call it tariff or barrier. This one barrier, environmental barrier. this is the barrier or something like that called barrier. You set up a barrier about the environmental barrier. So we have the problem. Thailand is we call it middle income trap. Prime Minister General, what is it? I don't be sure. Prawit Jain-o-cha, Prime Minister, said Thailand country is in the MIT. MIT means middle income trap. We are, I think, we are in the middle income trap. Thailand is a middle income country, and we never go outside the MIT. MIT stands for middle income trap. To go to the high income country. We would like to go to the high income country. But probably we have to wait until next life afternoon before we can go to the high income country. Next flight afternoon, Thai people have to wait until next flight afternoon, so we can escape from this to go to this. China by next flight afternoon. Why? We have to wait really long time for us. Korea, South Korea, they used to be this one, middle income trap, South Korea. After the World War II, South Korea is poorer than Thailand. South Korea, after World War II, 50 years ago, South Korea is poor country, poorer than Thailand. South Korea, Samsung. Now, South Korea is wealthy than Thailand a lot. They go to this high income country. We still in the middle income country. We used to send a soldier, Thai soldier, to help the South Korea to fight with the North Korea. I know because I'm in the cemetery at the South Korea. I visited last year. They escape from high income trap. ประเทศยักษ์รายได้ปานกลางประเทศไทย We are still in this one, and we try to escape from this group of the country to the high income country, but we have to wait until next life afternoon. Why? ชาติหน้าไม่ไหวคุณได้ตั้ง10 ปี You know why? We have to wait until next life afternoon. We have to die first and born again in the afternoon. So Thai people have to have an country escape from this trap. We have to die first and was born again. Born again in the next life until one afternoon. Until we Thailand escape from the middle income trap already. So it takes about 1,000 or 2,000 years from now. Why? You know, because this one, you from the poor country, low income country, low income country group. In the past, Thailand is the low income country group. We go to this one, middle income, very easily. By what? By the one lesser economic growth, by this using exploit the resource and environment to increase our GDP. We go for this, raising the GDP. GDP means gross domestic product, national income. By exploit or you exploit ใช้ทรัพยากร by exploit our resource heavily and not heavily, so we go escape from the low income country to this one, middle income country. But we create a lot of problem, damage to the environment. We severely damage a lot of environment resource for escape from the low income country to the middle income country. We succeed to do that very easily. Every poor country succeed to do it very easily. You just create the land, grow a lot of agricultural product and sell it to let the GDP very easily. Low income people can do it very easily by exploit the resource to raise the income of the nation income or GDP. From this one to go to this one, very difficult, extremely difficult from escape from the middle income to the high income country. Why very difficult? You cannot damage the environment again, not enough. If you would like to escape from middle income country to this one, you have to create innovation on the technology, produce the technology, sell the technology, sell your brain, make sell technology, sell your idea to innovation, technology, sell, create technology, innovation. Like South Korea, they create technology and innovation like Samsung, like LED, CD, TV, Samsung, made by Samsung, but even Sony, they completely sold it. So many disappear. You search the Samsung, you can see LED, LCD, plasma, TV, Samsung, smartphone, iPhone, they completely the iPhone, they sell technology. They escape from the middle income tax to the high income tax. If you would like to escape this, you have to do the education, research, technology and innovation. You sell it without damage your resource at all. You sell your brain. You sell your technical know-how. So that is the reason that we have to wait for the Thai people to escape from middle income track to the high income country. We have to wait until next life afternoon. A lot of countries in here, it's easier to escape from this by damage, by you exploit the resource. You can escape from it. From the low income to the middle income very easily by exploit the resource heavily, but we create a lot of problem. And most of the countries stuck in this group. พระเจ้าจะกับดักของประเทศรายได้บรรการสูงที่รายได้สูงกินรายได้สูงชาติหน้าก็ไม่ไหวรอชาติหน้าก็ไม่ได้10 ปีที่60 ปี Michael when my Prime Minister Prayut Chan-o-cha, General Chan-o-cha, we going to Thailand, going to escape from the middle income trap within 10 years. I said, forget about it. Probably next Friday afternoon. You know why? The research fund, country research fund, research fund or money grant for the research fund. The government budget, every country have a government budget. They allocate some money for the research. We call it research fund or research grant. คุณสำหรับทั้งงบประมาณรัฐบาลงบของรัฐบาล for give the scientists in the university or the lecturer to conduct the research. For Thai, for Korea, South Korea, it's about 4% of GDP in South Korea for the research fund. For Thai country, Thai government, you know how much that they give for Thai government give the scientists to to do the research. Of the GDP, we give only 0.25% of GDP for the research. 0.25 GDP of our country for Thai government, and for 0.0% of GDP of South Korea. How many times? Different how many times?
60 times.
Not 2 times.
60 times.
16 times. That is the reason that South Korea technology really go very quickly, very rapidly. You can see Samsung, Hyundai, Daewoo, heavy industry, electronic industry, but Thailand is nothing. Agro industry, food industry, like Pakistan, noodle, ready made noodle, low technology, low technology. If you have the low tech, you can sell it at a cheap price. If you have the high technology, you can sell it at a very high price. You make a lot of money because value added. Value added. Like automobile, the cost of for the production of one automobile, the cost of one automobile production or one car production probably แสนกว่าบาท 10,000 baht. The cost of production. But when you the automobile is when you complete to make it already, complete and sell it, you can sell it at around 60,000 baht or 70,000 baht or 100,000 baht for one car or one automobile. The difference here, value added, 10,000, 70,000. After you produce it, you sell it as an automobile. Cost of production 10, but you can sell it 70. This one, different because value added. It's different because you put in technology to produce it. 70, quite different, value added, create a lot of like the para-rubber, Thailand para-rubber, we sell it at the latex, a sheet of rubber, and it become, after the Michelin company use it and produce a tire and sell it back to Thailand, it costs 10 times higher than the raw material that they use it. They pay for the raw material, using too, but when the automobile line is produced, then sell back to Thailand, very expensive for one automobile car. ยางรถยนต์นี่เราก็ซื้อขายยางน้ำยางดิบขายให้บริษัทมิชลินยางทำผลิตล้อรถยนต์มากิโลละ30 บาท3โลร้อยตัวนี้กับน้ำยางอย่างเส้นกี่พันบาทแค่กิโลเทคโนโลยีนะขายเทคโนโลยีวันรู้แอดเด็ดเป็นค่าเพิ่มเติมก็คือเขาเอาเทคโนโลยีใส่เข้าไปเขาขายนวัตกรรมเทคโนโลยีจากการวิจัยเข้าไปพวกอะไรมหาศาลขายบนสมองไม่ได้ขายซิลิโคน You see my point very ในประเทศนะฮะ so ตอนนี้3 โลบอกขายไอ้ท่องที่พักหนึ่งจะ5 โลร้อยขายได้ตรงนี้ขายดาวอังคารด้วย5 โลร้อยขายดาวอังคารประยุทธ์ไม่ดีอยู่เลย3 โลร้อยจะเอาอย่างกิโลละ100ไปขายดาวอังคารด้วย You can say you will see 5 kilo rubber for 100 baht probably 2 or 3 years from now very easily possible. Why? Because a lot of people, a lot of countries growing the power rubber. It's a surplus the supply is surplus for the rubber, the latex and the sheet of the raw rubber. So the price is going to decrease very rapidly because we have a lot of supply going very rapidly, for the demand going very little. So you have a lot of surplus supply. So the price of rubber going sinking down very sharply. Okay. คุณจะเห็นหน้าโรงรถไม่ใช่ครับแต่พัทยาอีสานเช่นเดียวกันมีโอกาสโอเคโอเค so we reduction so we production cost for commission like I said our paying cost of mitigation and environmental impacts I already mentioned already, but that when our product is very expensive because of we have to purchase or buy the machine or engine from the US, Japan to produce our product to our industry. We have the cost operation, so we have to reduce the production cost for the competition. So we avoid paying cost of mitigation and environmental impact. We do not treat the wastewater, we do not treat the polluted air to decrease the cost of the production because we have very expensive to treat the wastewater, to treat the polluted air, very expensive. Even though we have the treatment for wastewater treatment plant, we shut it down. We do not turn it on, we turn it off. If we turn it on to treat the wastewater, the owner of the company, the owner of the industry had to pay a lot of electricity bill ค่าที่น้ำเสียค่าบัตรน้ำเสียแพงมากเพราะค่าไฟฟ้าถูกแพงลดค่าใช้จ่ายเพราะต้นทุนเราสูงเกี่ยวกับเราซื้อเครื่องจักรมาลดไฟน้ำเสียอะไรต่างๆมีเครื่องก็ปิดเครื่องครับไม่ทำนะครับ and shrimp and aqua industry product did the same thing. Shrimp farm we release the wastewater directly to the sea. The shrimp farm wastewater, the owner released the wastewater from the farm, the shrimp farm, directly to the sea. That is the reason we have a lot of shrimp disease outbreak in all over the country. And finally, we have to stop raising the shrimp because of the outbreak of the disease, shrimp disease. Competition of Thai food in the world market. We have a lot of problem with GATT, NAFTA. They have set up the low trade barrier like this. We call trade barrier. I remember already the trade barrier. They set up the trade barrier. Trade barrier. Trade. มาตรการกีดกันการค้า trade barrier. EU, according to the environmental paper, like I already mentioned, that you do export the cheap product because you do not treat the wastewater, you do not treat the polluted air. So, get NAFTA, WTO, they set up trade barrier to fraud you, to treat the wastewater and the polluted air from the industry. If not, you cannot sell, you cannot export your product into the EU country or into the world, something like this. And we have a problem with the labor cost. Right now, Thailand has a problem. The labor cost, our labor cost in the past, very cheap, very low. Right now, our labor cost is very high, 300 baht per day. This is another weak point. In the past, we have 100 baht, 150 baht per day. Right now, we have 300 baht per day. even the foreign labor, you have to pay 300 baht a day. So this is going to increase the cost of production very significantly. And environmental law, now this is the problem. We have to amend a lot of environmental law to make sure that our environment and resource are well protected for the industry. Right now we have to modify a lot of environmental law. And ISO and EIA report is a recommend of applying for the project permission, EIA report. This one is the problem for Thai industry today. So we're going to have the high production cost for our product because of this all the factor. So only one solution to solve the problem. We have to increase the quality of our production, use the technology, because our labor is very cost is high already. The only way to solve the problem is that we have to conduct the research and improve our product with the technology. And for the EIA procedure, some project we do not need to do the EIA. We have to screening some project. For example, if you have a project that going to locate it in national park, wildlife sanctuary, reserve forest, you forget it. You cannot get the permit. You throw it away without doing the EIA. Because if you conduct the EIA, you lost your money. The project going to get the EIA. They do not going to permit you. If your project is located in national park, wildlife sanctuary, or reserve forest, throw it away. Useless. ถ้าโครงการไหนที่อยู่ในเขตอนุรักษ์พันธุ์สัตว์ป่าอนุรักษ์เขตป่าไม้เขตอุทยานแห่งชาติทำไม่ได้ไม่ต้องทำ EIA เขต project screening impossible to do the project in national park. So we do not have to do EIA, throw it away. Throw this project away. And the second, the project that has the area with the important environmental role, like the area that near the coral reef, mangrove, historical site, very difficult to get the EIA. So try to avoid this. And the area with unsuitable geography for reducing the environmental impact. Some area is a very unsuitable geography. So if you have to reducing the environmental impact, you have to pay a lot of money to reduce the environmental impact in this area. So this area you try to avoid to set up the project around this area. So and EIA, according to the Thai law, the Thai law requires that the EIA report have to have 4 components. EIA 4 components is a must. Every EIA report had to have the 4 components. The first one, physical environmental aspect. The first component. The second one, biological environmental aspect. The third one, resource utilization aspect. The last component, life quality aspect. So each EIA report, you have to show this in your report. Even though your project do not have the impact at all in the like a physical environmental, you still do the report, still need to have this component show up on your report and mention that no impact. So you have to have a checklist in your report. You have a template to have these 4 components in the report, even though your project do not have the equal impact at all in one of these components. Don't be4 อย่างนี้ This is the law that require this 4. So the Office of Environment that the one that going to approve your EIA report, they look at to see these 4 components. If one of these 4 components missing, you cannot have your EIA report going to fail to pass. Fail. You cannot pass. You cannot get the license. The EIA report not pass, fail. That's all you have to meet 4 components. So we go to each report, each component. For example, we go to physical, environmental, and resource utilization and life quality one by one. Okay, let's begin at physical and environmental aspect first. For detail of the 4 environmental components, the first one, physical environmental aspect. For example, our report had to mention about the template had to mention about water resource. Water resource had to consist of surface water and groundwater. You have to mention about it, even though your report do not have the impact on that. Surface water, you have to mention about water budget, water quality. Water budget means that you have to have your project going to create a lot of problem on the water budget, water consumption. For example, if you construct the Chana district near Songkla, they have to construct the gas refinery plant, gas Chana. Gas. We have the gas refinery plant at the Chana district in Songkla. We have the natural gas near Songkla, and we construct the gas refinery plant. On the gas refinery plant, they have a lot of people working on that. They have a lot to use the tap water. You have to mention that this gas refinery plant, the personnel, a lot of personnel going to get the tap water from what are the source of the tap water for the personnel in the gas refinery plant. How they get it? The source of the tap water. It's going to impact the consumption of the tap water for the local people surrounding the plant or not. You have to mention about it. If it has an impact, that the personnel in the gas, personnel in the gas refinery plant, they use a lot of tap water and compete for the tap water for using it. The project has to mention about the solution, how to solve this problem, something like that. Because when you have the industry or plant or power plant occur, you have a lot of the personnel working in the industry, factory or plant. You create a new town on that. A lot of people worker. During the construction period and during the operation period, you have to mention both. During the construction period, going to the construction worker, and during the operation period, the operation personnel, how they get the tap water to use for domestic consumption. We we have to explain how much water they use, and it's going to create the problem for the local people near the near the plant or near the industry or not. If they create the problem, how to solve the problem. งั้นเวลาคุณสร้างโรงไฟฟ้าตัวอย่างเช่นน้ำผิวดินเนี่ยสร้างโรงกันแยกแก๊สที่ชนะมีโครงการก่อสร้างจะเอาน้ำใช้จากไหนน้ำใช้ที่แยกชาวบ้านว่าแบ่งน้ำยังไงในบัตเจ็ตวอเตอร์บัตเจ็ตน้ำแล้วถ้าตอนที่สร้างเสร็จแล้วบุคลากรในโรงงานเอาน้ำยังไงต้องอธิบายถ้าไม่มีน้ำเอาน้ำทะเลมากันได้ไหมจะแบ่งน้ำยังไงคือ water budget and water quality at wells the wastewater came from the human the personnel use if you use it and you have the wastewater how to treat it you increase the number of people in that industry you have to mention about the impact and the solution to the problem and we have to mention both phase the first phase construction phase and the second phase operation phase นั้นเราต้องบอกเลยตั้งแต่ช่วงระหว่างก่อสร้างกับช่วงที่ดำเนินการสร้างเสร็จแล้วดำเนินการต้องพูดถึง impact we have to mention the impact both construction phase and operation phase every component you have to mention divide into phase construction phase and operation phase นั้นไอ้4 component นี้เราต้องมีในกฎหมายเราต้องแบ่ง2เฟสเฟสหนึ่งคือช่วงก่อสร้างช่วงดำเนินการใน EA ท่านรู้ช่วงก่อสร้างเป็นช่วงน้ำเสียคุณปริมาณน้ำที่ใช้กับคุณภาพน้ำผิวดิน we have to mention the both water budget water quantity and water quality both during the construction and during the operation phase we have to mention the impact and the solution to reduce the impact for the groundwater we have to mention the same thing we have to mention the impact on the recharge and discharge of the groundwater, water quality during the construction phase and operation phase. Like you have the coal power plant, the groundwater going to be have a problem because the ash from the boiler. You have a coal power plant, the ash from the boiler. When the rainwater pass through the ash pipe, ash from the power plant, you use the coal to heat up the boiler, and the coal become the ash. After that, after it burn, become the ash. The pipe, the coal, the ash, when the rainwater pass through it, it's going to dissolve the heavy metal and go to the groundwater. Contaminate to the groundwater. They have a heavy metal. You have to mention the impact, how to solve it. During the construction phase, they probably did not have the ash. You said you mentioned no impact. But during the operation phase, they have the impact from the ash pipe, from the coal power plant. How to solve it? For the rainwater pass through you have to prevent it from contaminate the heavy metal from the ash pipe contaminate to the groundwater reservoir from the reservoir, from the aquatic aquifer. Groundwater is aquifer. งั้นอย่างตัวอย่างเช่นโรงไฟฟ้าไอ้น้ำอยู่เช่นทางหินเนี่ยคุณต้องเห็นช่างก็ต้องอธิบายถึงตอนช่วงก่อสร้างคุณไม่มีผมต้องบอกช่วงก่อสร้างผมต้องเป็นช่วง operation ไอ้ฐานหินเนี่ยที่เท่ากันมากองอยู่น้ำฝนหล่นมาละลายโลหะหนักของที่เท่าของถ่านหินที่เผาแล้วลงสู่ใต้ดินปนเปื้อนกับแหล่งน้ำใต้ดินอะคิเฟอร์น้ำใต้ดินหรือเปล่าจะป้องกันยังไงที่บ้าน water resource air resource air well like air climate air quality during the operation during construction phase during the operation phase like you construct the dam no problem with the air pollution. The hydro power plant, hydro power dam, use the dam to keep the water and use it for the generate the electricity, hydropower dam, something like that. Because during the construction and during the operation phase, they will not have an impact on the air pollution. Is right? You have to mention that even though they don't have the impact, you have to mention it. No impact, no impact. But you have to have a risk to mention it, but no impact. But for the oil refinery plant or gas refinery plant, air pollution is very serious problem. Because they release the sulfur dioxide, nitrous oxide, create air pollution. During the operation phase, you have to mention how to treat it, how to treat the sulfur dioxide, how to treat the nitrogen dioxide, because it creates the acid rain. They release the polluted air released from the oil refinery plant and gas refinery plant. อากาศเสียเนี่ยถ้ามันเขื่อนการสร้างเขื่อนอเนกประสงค์ที่ผลิตกระแสน้ำไฟฟ้าหรือจุดน้ำมันก็มีผลต่อ air pollution ก็คือเรื่องขีดมีเช็คได้ที่ดีว่ามีผลต่ออากาศผมมีผลร่วมก่อสร้างมีช่วงรถออเปเรตก็ไม่มีก็เขียนไม่มีต้องมีเช็คลิสต์ก็แบบไม่มีแต่ทุกมาสร้างลงแยกแก๊สหรือลงแยกน้ำมันลงกันน้ำมันหรือลงแยกแก๊สมันมีปล่อยอากาศมาซัลเฟอร์ไดออกไซด์นี่ไดออกไซด์ต้องอธิบายจะแก้ยังไงก็ลงกันน้ำมันหรือลงแยกแก๊สมันปล่อยอากาศเสียแต่ลงไปเขื่อนไม่ปล่อยในช่วงก่อสร้างปล่อยนะในช่วงกำลังดำเนินการสองส่วนโอเค we have to divide into part operation construction phase operation phase water soil you notice that soil is going to have a problem or not during the construction phase and operation phase. It's going to create a soil erosion or not during the construction phase or the operation phase. It's going to create a deposition. It's going to have an impact on the soil fertility or not during the construction phase, operation phase. It depends on the project, type of the project. Even the geology and earthquake, mineral deposit, you have to mention during the construction phase and operation phase. Like for example, the earthquake. If you construct the dam, it's very dangerous. During the operation phase, if they had a lot of earthquake, the dam collapsed, broken. It's going to create a giant flood, damage all the area downstream. So you have to mention this dam, your location of the dam construction in the area that has a lot of earthquake or not. If they construct in the area of the earthquake, you have to have the construction certification that you construct the dam earthquake proof. Something like that. Even the nuclear power plant, like Fukushima tsunami in Japan, you see, not the earthquake proof. When they have a tsunami, they have a nuclear power plant had a problem. Fukushimaที่เกิดที่สึนามิมันต้องมีเรื่องของแผ่นดินไหวต้องอธิบายตอนก่อสร้างตอนนั้นมีผลไหมกรณีวิทยาเรื่องแร่เรื่องอะไรพวกนี้น้ำท่วมแหล่งแร่ป่ะตรงเลยเนี่ยตั้งสร้างเขื่อนนี้มีแหล่งแร่ทองคำแล้วจะเอาไปใช้ก่อนไหมหรืออะไรมันก็อธิบายให้ฟังต้องเขียนตั้งแต่ construction phase operation phase. You notice the physical environmental aspect เนี่ย aspect is the environmental is the environment not the living organism. Because physical environmental aspect, the environment that not related to the living organism. Water, air, soil, mineral, geology, no, not related to the living organism. The second aspect is the biological environment. This aspect is related to the living organism. You have to mention about the aquatic organism, about the fishery, aquatic biology. Like you said, you construct the coal power plant. You need the coal power plant, โรงไฟฟ้าถ่านหินเนี่ย you need to mention about the coal power plant. They have the wastewater from the boiler. You have to release into the environment to increase the temperature of the water, like river or the sea nearby the coal power plant. And when you release the wastewater from the coal power plant, it's going to create the impact on the fishery, aquatic biology or not. Fishery, aquatic. It goes when you release the wastewater from the coal power plant, it's going to raise the temperature in the sea water or the river water. It's going to have the impact on the phytoplankton or zooplankton or not. Or it's going to create the impact on the fish for laying egg or not. Or fish is swimming escape away from the power plant, escape because the temperature is increased, something like that. It's going to impact on the food chain and fishery in the area nearby or not. Your industry or your plant, you have to mention. Okay, aquatic and terrestrial organism, the land organism, forest. Your power plant, your industry go to deforestation. How much you deforest or the damage to the forest? The forest, wildlife, especially for the endangered species, or rare species or go to extinction. They are afraid about the extinction for the rare species. You have to mention. Like if you want to construct some power plant here in the Libong Island in Pran province, Libong Island, Pran province, they have the endangered species. เป็นอยู่ในลองนะลูกกองป่ะจบชีวะลูกกอง is a rare species and Libong Island endangered species. If you constructing something that near the endangered species or rare species, your project is very difficult to pass the EA. They are afraid about it going to extinction. And มันต้องดูแลด้วยมีทางชีวะแต่แรกนี่มันเกี่ยวกับอะไรเกี่ยวกับกายภาพไม่เกี่ยวสิ่งมีชีวิตฟิสิกอลมีสิ่งมีชีวิตเกี่ยวข้องฟิสิกอลอยู่แล้วมีเรื่องดินน้ำอากาศข้อที่2ไบโอโลจิคอลเกี่ยวกับสิ่งมีชีวิตน้ำพืชอากาศสิ่งมีชีวิตในน้ำสิ่งมีชีวิตบนบกแล้วก็เรื่องแรสปีชีเรื่อง extinction species เรื่องดูว่าช่วงก่อสร้างช่วงอะไรช่วงที่ออเปเรตเยอะนะครับ Another aspect is resource utilization aspect. We talk about water supply, pipe water, I already mentioned. Transportation, agriculture, water supply, your project going to have the impact on pipe water reservoir, the source of the water for pipe water or not, or groundwater, aquifer, you have to mention about it. Transportation as well. During the construction, during the operation, because of when you have the project, a lot of people move into the project area, going to create a lot of impact on transportation, car accident, highway, railroad, navigation, traffic jam. During the construction and airport operation, you have to mention it for the project site and nearby. Agriculture development, aquaculture, irrigation, forestation, you have to mention it. You're going to change the land use pattern or not. From the agricultural land into the townhouse, into the townland and the business center, convert the agricultural land into the town, into the city area, become a city. Urbanization take place after on the agricultural land or not, according to your project. Then you have a lot of project, a lot of people, construction worker, operation personnel move into that area. It go to, you have to build up the housing, and you have to convert agricultural land to this, to service to make a house for the worker, for the personnel. And you have to have the cow handling to solve this problem as well. Flood control and drainage, some industry, some project going to block the flood drainage, change the drainage pattern. It's going to create the flood problem or not. If your construction project site block the drainage area, you are going to create a problem on the flooding. Recreation. Sometimes this area like is a tourist area, very good scenery. When you construct the power plant or the oil refinery, no tourist people want to visit because of this one, a lot of air pollution. The air quality is not good. The tourists don't visit, and sometimes the scenery damage. That is the scenery, the beautiful scenery beach and mangrove. You construct something up here on the mangrove, it destroy the scenery, natural scenery for the tourists to visit. It's going to happen or not? You have to mention it. Mining industry, land use, something like that. You have to change the land use or not. The last one is the life quality aspect. This one is related to socio-economic, human being ecology. We call it human being ecology. This project, during construction, you have to import the worker from Myanmar to construct, because Myanmar, Cambodia, to construct the plant or industry. You create a cultural conflict or not? Because the community settlement from the foreigner, from the immigrant, from the foreign worker, set up the cultural conflict or not, something like that. And sometimes they bring the disease as well, like malaria disease. Myanmar people have the malaria disease, so it's going to spread out the outbreak the disease or not. And some disease like not happen in Thailand or anymore. Like the one when you can receive your food is big. I don't know how proper name to call it in terms of your feet is big, your taste is big too. You know, sometimes it's caused by mosquito bite you, by the one that has the disease, and when they get the disease from, they bite the one that has the disease and go to another people and bite again. By another people, they transmit the disease to another people. Mosquito, like malaria, and the one that has the big foot, big feet and testy, big. When you have a big, get the disease, your feet will be big, and your teeth will be big as well. ตอนนี้เราเท้าช้างตื่นไข่ช้างด้วยผู้ชายไข่ช้างมันต้องทำเลยไม่ถูกโอเค we have to mention about the life quality culture conflict, public health, something like that. This is the for public security. Is going to create a problem in public security or not? So change the social economic structure in the area or not? And cultural historical site have an impact on the cultural historical site, archaeology, aesthetic as well. This is a checklist you have to mention the checklist. You see each aspect has a lot of check component, the detail. You have the list and check it. Checklist. Each component consists of several details. That's four aspects, is right? Physical aspect, biological aspect, and resource utilization aspect, and the last one, life quality aspect. Four components that are required for the EAA. You have to remember for the EAA report, they have to have 4 components. And you have to mention about this in the construction and phase and operation phase. The problem of the EIA is a conflict of interest. Conflict of interest means that the owner of the project give 10% money of the total budget, the cost of EIA, to have the consultant company to do the EIA, to conduct the EIA. So this was a conflict of interest. ผลประโยชน์ทับซ้อน conflict of interest เจ้าของโครงการเอาเงิน 10% ของรายของบัตรทั้งหมดจ้างบริษัทคอนซัลแทนท์ทำ EIA เป็นยังไงครับผลประโยชน์ทับซ้อนไอ้คนที่ทำก็สั่งให้เด็กเขียนผลกระทบเยอะทำใช้เงินเยอะถ้าไม่ทำตามจะไม่ให้เงินนะไม่จ้างไม่จ่ายเงินต่อไป So conflict of interest means that the owner of the project allocate some money to have the consultant to conduct the EIA. We call conflict of interest. So the owner of the project force the consultant company to identify very little impact, to make sure that this project is not a lot of impact, and pay a lot of money to treat the adverse negative impact. If the consultant like a lot of impact, this project is not going to pass the permission, and it's going to have to pay a lot of money to treat, to solve the problem, the impact problem. So the project owner sometimes they have an influence on the consultant company. Don't mention too much. You understand what I mean? In fact, conflict of interest, because the owner of the project are the one who give the money to the consultant company to conduct the EIA. So they said, put not much impact. Try to don't show too much impact on the project. Negative impact. And the environmental monitoring plan, we have to have the environmental monitoring plan. The plan that if they have the impact, the EIA have to mention about how to solve the problem. If you have the wastewater, you have the EIA have to mention that you have to operate, turn on the wastewater treatment, and every week you have to collect the water sample to send to the laboratory to analyze for the heavy metal, something like that. They have the metal monitoring plan. That every day, every month, every week, you have to collect the water sample, air sample to prove that and send it to the laboratory to analyze for the chemical property of the water sample and air sample to make sure that the treatment procedure used it work or not. We call it environmental monitoring plan. And the problem is a lot of they do not enforce it because of the corruption, like the one that I already mentioned to you. And the problem is no baseline data, no baseline data, because if you would like to prove that this project create a negative impact, you have to have the baseline data before the project. For example, how to prove that this industry release the arsenic, the lead, the iron, lead or arsenic into the river. Before you mention that, well, this industry, you have to have the data show that in this river nearby this plant usually have the lead or arsenic, how many ppm first, the concentration of the lead and arsenic before the power plant, before the plant is construct. You have background value first. You can mention that after you construct the plant and operate the plant, I collect the sample again. The water in this, after you construct the plant, after you operate, the arsenic and lead increase compared to the old one, the original one that during the time this area do not have this, your industry, the lead and arsenic have the concentration this much. After you construction, after you operate the industry, the lead and arsenic quantity concentration increase. You have to have the baseline data to compare. Usually, we do not have the baseline data. If you do not have the baseline data to compare, you cannot tell that this factory or industry create an impact. Is it right? You have to have the concentration of lead and arsenic before we call it baseline data. ก็ต้องมีค่าตะกั่วค่าอาร์เซนิกก่อนที่จะสร้างโรงงานเขาเรียกแบ็กกราวด์มันจะพิสูจน์ไม่ได้ที่ศาลเจ๊งว่าโรงงานที่ปล่อยตะกั่วปล่อยอาร์เซนิก If not, we cannot prove that this industry release the arsenic or lead into the river because we do not know the concentration before the concentration of the lead and arsenic in the river before the construction the industry. We have to have the background first. You see my point? I don't know. Background value, the concentration of lead and arsenic in the river nearby the plant or the industry. We have to know the concentration first. After we operate the plant or industry, they will release the wastewater. And if they have the arsenic and lead from the wastewater, the arsenic and lead going to increase concentration in the river. But how do you know that? You have to have the arsenic and lead level concentration in the river before the industry take place. If not, you cannot claim that this going to create an impact. And impact assessment based on scientific procedure and model. Sometimes I tell you that EIA is a prediction. Prediction คือการพยากรณ์ Prediction. The project is not take place. We just conduct EIA before the project start. How do you know that? When I construction the power plant, the evaluation take place. This month. We're going to release the air pollution, sulfur dioxide, nitrogen dioxide. This month. We use the scientific procedure, or we call mathematical model to predict. They use this power plant release the sulfur dioxide from the old one, the old power plant. This type of power plant release something this month. We use the data to calculate, use a mathematical model to calculate, to predict the pollution. Use the old data to predict the new one. Use a mathematical model to predict air pollution, water pollution. Okay, for the EIA, because the EIA we conduct the EIA before the project start. เราใช้ข้อมูลเก่าที่จากโรงงานพวกนี้ปล่อยไว้มาใส่คอมพิวเตอร์โมเดลคณิตศาสตร์คำนวณอากาศเสียน้ำเสียที่จะปล่อยออกมาได้ไม่งั้นเราไม่ได้ไม่ใช่ที่so it's going to take a lot of mistake or error on that. We use the data to predict all data from the same type of the power plant or industry based on the mathematical and scientific model. And a lot of EIA is intangible cost. So it's very difficult. Intangible cost, intangible benefit. It cannot evaluate to be money, how much money. Like you said that you create a plant, you create the industry, it's going to make some species, some living organism extinction. How much money? How much time it costs when the last species go to the extinction? How much money? Difficult to estimate the money. And if you create this power plant, the people nearby the power plant going to get the disease. How much money? It's difficult to estimate the money because intangible cost and intangible benefit. For example, if some project, if you operate the project, it's going to raise the income of the people nearby, raise the standard of living of the people nearby. How to estimate the project and benefit in terms of money. Raise the standard of living of the people nearby. Difficult because intangible benefit, intangible cost. คือไอ้ค่าที่ตีอยู่ตัวเงินไม่ได้ intangible จับต้องไม่ได้ตัวเงิน intangible จับต้องได้ intangible คือจับต้องไม่ได้ตียากมากมันมีพวกนี้อยู่เยอะแยะนะการที่สัตว์สูญพันธุ์เนี่ยตีเป็นค่าใช้จ่ายเท่าไหร่เสียค่าใช้จ่ายเท่าไหร่รู้สูญพันธุ์เท่าไหร่ค่ารักษาพยาบาลคนที่เกิดโรคขึ้นมาเกิดมันเกิดไฟฟ้าเกิดขึ้นมาตีเป็นเงินไม่ได้หรือค่าที่ชีวิตความเป็นอยู่ของประชาชนว่าโปรเจกต์ดีขึ้นกับตีมผู้จดเป็นตีนาดียาเรียก intangible benefit intangible cost คือปัญหานี่ตัวอย่าง this is the table you can see okay this one the one that I already mentioned they put in the table like this and you industry this one is hotel industry recreation site, dam, reservoir, water system, shopping center, port, coal power plant, agro industry, highway, and this one the checklist that I already mentioned. Aesthetic, agriculture and resort, aquatic biology, archaeology, culture, fishery, flood control, forest, geology, earthquake, water industry, land use, mineral deposit. you have to check list to make sure that you do not forget to mention about that. Make a table, typical table, the same thing, navigation, energy, public health, public security, recreation, settlement, soil, surface, water. This is the checklist for doing the EAA. To make sure that we do not forget to mention the impact on this aspect. งานที่เช็คลิสต์ต่างนะอันนี้เราเช็คลิสต์เราเอามาใส่ในดูเลยนะในทำแบบนี้นะครับนี่ก็คือโครงการที่เราโอเคเรามาคุยเรื่อง facility study I finish EAA the next thing is facility study topic facility study What is the facility study? There are 4 types of facility study. Study that the project is suitable to start or not. Facility study is the study to determine whether this project should be start or cancel. Or stop. There are 4 types of the feasibility study: technical feasibility, economic feasibility, schedule feasibility, operational feasibility. But today, I only going to give you a lecture only economic feasibility study. Economic. The rest, forget it. You just know that there are 4 types of feasibility study. Today we go to emphasize only one feasibility study, that is economic feasibility study. Okay? Economic study is a quantified benefit and cost. The one that I showed you, sum of the benefit, sum of the total benefit, divide sum of the total cost. Quantify benefit and cost, and payback analysis. You have to invest money, how much is going to pay it back to cover the cost that you invest into this project. We have to use the net present value analysis. I'm going to mention it later. Okay, and when you create a project, you have the whole alternative. Like you create some, like you construct a power plant. Power plant คือโรงผลิตไฟฟ้า power plant รู้ยังโรงผลิตกระแสไฟฟ้า power plant ผู้หญิงนาจะบอกไหม power plant แพลนที่ว่าพืชpower plant power เป็นพลังแทนแปลว่าพืชเนี่ยคือโรงแปลว่าหลายตัวก็แทนว่าโรง power plant มันโค power plant okay to generate the electricity you have to select site 1 site A site B and what else technology A technology B technology C ไว้ทั้งหมด You have to decide, the engineer have to decide. Site A, we have the coal power plant project. Alternate one, I construct at the site A with the technology A, create the power plant at the site A with technology B, create site A, the power plant at the site A, technology C. Only 3 alternatives. And site B again, do the same thing. Site B with technology A, site B with technology B, site B technology C. This one is alternative. How many alternatives that they have? 12. This is right. This one is 1, 2, something like that, combination. And you can calculate every alternative ทางเลือกเป็นทางที่ไซส์ A กับไซส์ B ต่างกันแล้วใช้เทคโนโลยีต่างกันค่าใช้จ่ายก็ต่างกัน Every technology every size different cost and benefit you see this one alternative this one ไซส์ เอาง่ายๆอย่างมี2เทคโนโลยีเหมือนกันมองไซส์ A you have the 2 alternative ไซส์ B the same you have 2 alternative the total is 4 alternative this is right size A size A technology A 1 alternative size A with technology B another alternative size B with technology A another 1 alternative size B with technology B another alternative so the total is 4 alternative ทางเลือก so each alternative you have the benefit and cost differently you have to calculate it. And you have, after that, you have to select the one that have BC ratio greater than 1. That's it for the BC ratio. Feasibility study. Quantify the benefit. And select the one that have the high BC ratio greater than 1. The higher the BC ratio, the higher the profit that you make คือถ้า BC ratio มากกว่า1มากตัวไหนที่ยากถึงเยอะเราเอาจะถูกนั่นคือ BC ratio โอเคในส่วน alternative project the payback analysis will be how many year payback analysis how many year it takes for the project to make money to cover the cost investment cost we call it payback analysis ก็คือการวิเคราะห์ว่าผลประโยชน์ที่ได้กี่ปีจะคุ้มค่ากับการลงทุนคือ payback analysis and net present value analysis ก็คือไอ้ตัวนี้ payback analysis มัน easy ก็ไม่ยาก it's not difficult to calculate you know the cost you know the benefit you can calculate how many years that the benefit that you make cover the investment cost that we call payback analysis. Another thing that I would like to emphasize is net present value analysis. This one is important. Okay, and you compare the alternative. Like you said, I compare the alternative. The alternative. We going to select the alternative that make the BC ratio higher than 1. Highest BC ratio เป็น2ใน3ที่เอาถ้าไอ้โครงการที่1โครงการที่2โครงการที่3ก็เอาโครงการที่3ยิ่งสูงมากยิ่งดีเพราะ benefit มาก cost this is right the higher the BC ratio the higher the profit if BC ratio equal to 1 it means cost equal to benefit and higher the benefit more than cost. The BC ratio 2 and 3. 2, one project is 2, one project, another project is 3. Which one do you select to do? 3, yes. Because 3 more benefit. Objective of the feasibility to find out if any system development project can be done. Is it possible? Is it justified? Possible? Economic? Possible? Is it justified? Yes, it's justified. It makes a lot of money. Okay. To suggest the possible alternative solution with alternative is good. To provide enough information. Okay, that's it. This is the objective of feasibility study, suggest the possible solution or possible alternative that make a lot of money. We make our money, make profit. Okay, we skip technical feasibility. split this for type A. Economic, like I would like to emphasize again, economic facility is the, on this one is the okay. In the second page, economic facility is the project possible given resource constraint. What are the benefits, both tangible and intangible? Quantify them. I mean, quantify them means calculate them into number. You have to quantify them means that you have to sum the total benefit, sum of the total cost. That means quantify them, calculate them. What are the development and operation costs? This one is the information from the sum of the total cost and sum of the total benefit. Are the benefit worth the cost? BC ratio. BC ratio greater than 1 worth the cost. Okay. This one is economic facility can the bottom line be quantified yet very early in the project. It means obviously we have to do it before the start the project, during the proposal of the project. Adjustment of data solving the problem work by one specific required don't have to be okay, the same thing. Cognitive analysis, the product sufficient subject to project verify will benefit outweigh cost. BC ratio greater than 1 or not. What is the minimum cost to achieve attain a certain system? Okay. Maybe nothing. Okay. Let's go to this page. Now 5 ครับ Go to the page 5. Page 5. Page 5. The same thing, the same thing, repeat the same content. This one, the content is already mentioned. Key the project justify benefit outweigh the cost. What is the minimum cost of the attain a certain system? How soon will the benefit occur? Objective offer the best return on investment alternative. I already mentioned it. Hardware, software selection is supporting to consider. This one is already in the alternative that we select. Hardware, software selection among alternatives, financing arrangement. This one is a technology A, B, high A, high B. They already mentioned. Belong to the example that I showed you. Difficulty, benefit and cost can both be intangible, hidden and hard to estimate. This is not the problem. Benefit and cost can both be intangible, hidden and or hard to estimate. บางทีค่าผลประโยชน์และค่าใช้จ่ายเนี่ยมันเป็น intangible คือตีเป็นตัวเงินยากซ่อนอยู่แล้วก็ประเมินยากนะครับนั่นคือปัญหาคิดไม่หมดเนี่ย hidden คุณก็ขาดทุนนะคุณคิดได้คุณคิดไม่หมด if hidden cost or hidden benefit hidden cost will go to create a problem you go to bankrupt if you forget to estimate the hidden cost that the hidden major cost your project is collapse because hidden major cost is going to change a lot of cost hidden intangible readily quantify tangible benefit readily quantify as a คือ tangible ผมก็พูดไปแล้วเนี่ย tangible benefit is readily quantify as the money volume นะฮะ intangible benefit ที่เขา to quantify ก็เป็น more โอเคไม่มีอะไรครับตัวนี้เป็น cost เหมือนกันโอเคนะ you can read it by yourself each one นะฮะโอเค this one we have to emphasize on this one หน้าตัวนี้สำคัญ analysis cost versus benefit we have to do this emphasize on the analysis cost and benefit versus benefit identify cost and benefit first we have to identify tangible and intangible cost and benefit one time and recurring it means that our project is not only 1 year project but sometimes it's 50-year project like dam operation เขื่อนเนี่ยอายุการใช้งาน50 ปีนะมันมีต้นทุนตั้งแต่ปีที่0คือตั้งแต่ก่อสร้างจนถึงปีที่50ต้นทุนและผลประโยชน์จะเกิดจากการสร้างเสร็จจนถึงปีที่50 Okay, if the project is longer than 1 year, most of the project is longer than 1 year. Sometimes 50 years or 100 years project. Like dam operation dam 50 years. Sometimes 50 years. Or reservoir or power plant, something like that. You can use it 40 or 50 years for the power plant. You have to estimate each year cost and benefit before you conduct the BC ratio. Then BC, the sum of the total cost and sum of the total benefit is going to relate to from year 1 to 50 years. Okay. This is the problem. To make the calculation difficult. So you have to assign value to cost and benefit based on time frame. Lifespan of the project based on lifespan of the project. Lifespan กี่ปี Determine the cash flow because determine the cash flow. Project the cost and benefit over time. E.g. 3-5 year or E.g. for example 35 ปี for example 50 year for example 3-5 year project. You have to do the cash flow for each year. Calculate the net present value. Underline it. You have to calculate the net present value for our future cost and benefit. We have to calculate the net present value for our future cost and benefit because our project is sometimes 5-year project, sometimes 50-year project. Each year we have to calculate the future cost and benefit for our project. Determine future cost and benefit of the project in terms of today dollar value. Today dollar value. What does it mean? It means that a dollar earned today is worth more than a dollar earned next year. ตัวนี้ misspelling earned E-A-R-N-E-D earn next year. What does it mean? If I have 100 baht in my pocket, I have 100 baht. If I give you 2 choice to select, do you want to get me to get the 100 baht for me today? The first choice. Or you want to get my 100 baht next year? 2 choice. First choice. Get 100 baht for me now today. The first choice. The second choice. Oh, อาจารย์ don't worry. Keep me next year 100 baht. Which one do you prefer? Which one? ผมมีเงินอยู่100 บาทในกระเป๋ามี2 ช้อยคุณจะเอา วันนี้หรือวัน1 ปีแล้วช้อยไหน which one two choice to select which one select on the economic point of view based on the economic point of view ไม่ต้องเกรงใจ don't consider me your judgment is on economic point of view don't consider me which one that you want to say choice 1 or choice 2นะคิดได้อะ easy นะ which one choice 1 or choice 2 you would like to get 100 baht now or choice 2 give me 100 baht this year is equal choice 1 is equal to choice 2 no not equal why you prefer choice 1 is it right โอ้อาจารย์give me อาจารย์ประวิตรดรประวิตร give me 100 baht I prefer this next year no why so the 100 baht today and 100 baht next year the value is not equal is it right because if I give you 100 baht today you go to the bank and deposit in the bank next year suppose the interest is 5%. The bank give you 5% interest. Next year you get 105 baht. 105 baht. Is it right? ถ้าผมให้คุณ100 บาทตอนนี้คุณต้องเลือกหนึ่งคุณบอกผมเอาวันนี้คุณไม่เอาปีหน้าผมก็เอาเงิน100 บาทฝากแบงก์ดอกเบี้ยให้ 5% interest คือ 5% interest คือดอกเบี้ยนั้นสิ้นปีหน้าผมไม่เอาคุณก็ไปฝากสิ้นปีหน้าคุณได้105 บาท interest 5% so next year you get 105 baht 105 baht it means that if the interest is 5% it means that 105 baht next year has the value equal to 100 baht today ถูกไหมค่ามูลค่า105 บาทในปีข้างหน้าเท่ากับ1 บาท100 บาทปีนี้อาจารย์จะให้ผมปีหน้าอาจารย์ให้ผม105 บาทผมจะเอา if ใช่ไหม if you select next year you give me 105 baht so it's okay because the interest is 5% so this one is net present value net present value both because they have the interest concern related to this money. You have to adjust everything for 1 year, year 1, year 2, year 3. You have to adjust. They have 1, 2, 3. You have a table. The computer can calculate for you to table. Right now easy because you have the Excel. You can use the Excel to calculate. Use the interest. Year 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If project is 5 year long, 5 year project. Benefit and cost. Divide cost 1, cost 2, cost 3, benefit 1, B2, I can call B1, B2 easy, benefit 1, benefit 2, B1, B2, B3, and you estimate the cost 1, cost 2, cost 1, cost 2, cost 3, year 1, the same thing. And you have to have just with the interest. นี่ภาพนะสมมติ cost 1เท่ากับ100 บาท cost 2เป็นอะไรแล้วก็ไปปรับนี่เลยไม่ว่าไอ้กับนี่โอเค$1 earned today is worth more than a potential dollar earned next year. This one is formula เหมือนกับกู้เงินในดอกเบี้ยกู้ฝากผ่อนรถอ่ะ present value equal to 1.1 plus R interest power to the n mean year. The first year is n equal to 1, the second year n equal to 2, the third year n equal to 3. Okay. And you R is interest rate. Like 5% interest it become 0.2, 0.05. You see, if the discount rate is 12%, the interest is 12%, the discount rate interest is 12%, then the present value, this one VA, what happened? VA, present value 1 equal to 0.893 for 1 baht. Year 1 is equal to 0.893. For 1 baht, for year 2 is equal to 0.797. This one for 1 baht. Use this formula 1 divide 1. This one is power, not this wrong. Misspelling. 1 and 2 this one สูงอย่างนี้นะผิดไม่ได้ครับ1บวก 0.12 ยกกำลัง1 like this one is wrong บวกอันที่2 1บวก 0.12 ยกกำลัง2 not 2 that is wrong โอเคจำนวน B n คือ n is equal to the number of year in the project first year second year third year R is equal to the interest rate 12% it means 12 divided by 100 equal to 0.12%. For 5% like this 0.05. Start if it's 5% become this formula become 1.005. For first year, for the second year 1.005 to power 2 like this. So this is a constant. For example, you can use this to multiply to the amount of the cost of benefit directly, because this one is for 1 baht. The volume for 1 baht today is equal to 0.893 baht next year. For second year equal to 0.797 baht for second year. Use this constant to adjust คุณช่วยได้เลย the cost ก็เป็นเดียวแค่ทัศน์บทเนี่ยเราไม่ต้องปรับนะครับแค่เป็นทัศน์บทมันต้องนะ คุณค่ามันลดไปเพราะดอกเบี้ยนะครับ benefit และ so the decrease of the volume because of the interest you have to adjust by multiply this constant according to the formula to this one each year use the formula to adjust it become the present one before you can sum it by directly. If not, you cannot sum it together. After that, you can sum it. After you adjust use this formula, this constant to multiply to convert. For second year, for the first year, you use this one. Use number one. For second one, you use this one. For third one, you use this one. Hey, first one, you use this. Second, this. Adjust this one to be the present word before you start it together. What about the men of year with me? What about it? The part of this I after you adjust by multiply this, you can sum it together all together to be the total cost and total benefit. After you adjust it and put in the total cost and total benefit to calculate the BC ratio. Okay. ตรงนี้ผมไม่เช็ควีทีหรอกสักโมงวันมันปรับหลัก the same criteria like this so is this figure is already converted to this with multiply by this here and total sum cost and benefit together and put in the BC ratio. That's it. I think after you calculate this, you can tell that which project, which alternative is better to select. Any question? อะไรครับเดี๋ยวผมเช็คดูอีกทีเอาตัวอย่างดูอีกทีเดียวไปหาตัวอย่างดีๆตัวนี้ตัวอย่างนี้มันไม่ชัด Let me check out let me try another example and give it to you later ตรงนี้รู้สึกไม่ค่อยชัดโอเคไหมครับมีอะไรมี question เป็นถามอะไรไหม
เราไม่เอาค่าพวก IRR ที่เลยนะ
ค่าอะไร
IRR internal rate of return
ตัวเดียวกัน IRR internal rate of return ก็คือตัวเดียวกันครับคุณเคยเรียนไหมครับคือไอ้ตัวนี้คุณกำหนดมันคล้ายกันเหมือนกันที่ได้กำหนดดอกเบี้ยเข้ามาเองมันให้ดอกเบี้ยเอง
มันมากกว่าเนี่ย
ไอ้ตัวนั้นคนเดียวมันหลักการเดียวกันเลยใช่ไหมช่วยสะดวกแต่ว่าเปลี่ยนวิธีคิดนิดเดียวแต่ที่ผมสอนไอ้ตรงนี้เพราะว่าเขาไม่เรียนเศรษฐศาสตร์ง่ายกว่าเข้าใจง่ายกว่า internal rate of return the same thing แต่มันรู้สึกมันใช้ออกมาแล้วมันได้ IR มากเท่าไหร่จำไม่ได้ละไอ้คิดแบบเดียวละที่เป็น listen word เอาไปเช็คดูอีกทีมามากแล้วรู้ว่าตัวเดียวกันมันก็คือคิดออกมา benefit cost แล้วก็จะได้ ค่า R ออกมาค่า R ออกมาแล้วได้เท่าไหร่แต่ไม่สูงกว่านี้มันคือใช้ค่าอะไรบางอย่างหลักการเดียวกันแต่ว่าไอ้ตัวนี้ดูง่ายกว่า
ใช่เพราะว่า BC จะตรงกับ NPV
ตัวเดียวกันมันก็หลักการเดียวกันมีการตรงกับในเส้นตัวแต่ว่าตัวนี้ออกเป็นค่า R เฉยให้ค่า R เท่าไหร่ถ้าเราเรียนเท่าไหร่ถ้า R สูงก็ดีแต่ว่าตัวนั้นคนที่ไม่เรียนเศรษฐศาสตร์ยิ่งงงหนักเลย
ใช่
ไอ้ตัวนี้ง่ายกว่าที่ตัวนี้เดี๋ยวผมไปเช็คก่อนเพราะว่าผมตัวนี้ผมเอาจากฝรั่งมาที่ผมงงตัวอย่างที่ฝรั่งผมโหลดจากไอ้เว็บแล้วผมว่ามีอะไรผิดพลาดอยู่เดี๋ยวผมไปเช็คดูแต่ว่าหลักการแบบนี้นะฮะเดี๋ยวผมไปเช็คดูอีกทีแล้วกันแต่หลักการคือปรับไอ้ตัวนี้ผมทำอยู่ว่าจะใช้ interest นะฮะปรับให้เป็นเพื่อจะให้เป็นหน่วยเดียวกันไงเพราะมีหน่วยเวลาเข้ามาเพราะมันมูลค่าไม่เท่ากัน1 บาทตรงนี้หน่วยงานไม่เท่ากันก็เลยปรับให้มันเป็นอยู่ในหน่วยเวลาเดียวกันเพราะมีเวลาเข้ามาเกี่ยวข้องก่อนที่มันจะรวมกันได้เหมือนกับคุณมีเซนติเมตรความยาว5 เซนติเมตรกับ2 นิ้วแล้วคุณมองมารวมกันมันรวมไม่ได้คุณต้องปรับให้เป็นเซนติเมตรกับนิ้วเหมือนกันเพื่อที่มันรวมกันได้หลักการนี้นะคือมันรวยกันต่างกันเพราะมันมีเวลาเข้ามาคล่อมอยู่พอมีเวลาคล่อมอยู่เหมือนกัน so we adjust this because we have a time frame concerning the interest that make it like a different unit you cannot sum it altogether without adjust the net present value or net present value you have to adjust it first before you sum it together like you have this dash this table this paper is 5 centimeter another paper is 2 inches long 2 paper the total the length of this 2 paper how much you cannot combine together directly because it's different unit 2 inches and 5 centimeters you have to adjust it into convert it to 5 centimeter into centimeter before you combine together something like this this is the problem that we have to adjust into net present value before to make sure that the unit is the same unit because we have the interest related to this problem adjust it because the same unit before we combine together นะครับเดี๋ยวนี้ผมขอไปค้นดูก่อนนะฮะว่าพวกผมไปอินพอร์ตฝรั่งมา